Hi guys, welcome to my 100 subscriber special. Unfortunately, this video has become a little bit belated, but we're the home of belated hardware reviews, so I hope you guys are cool with that. Anyways though, this video has two purposes. One, I want to just say thank you to all of you who have been watching my videos, and secondly, I want to tell you a little bit about some changes that are going to happen to this channel. They're not big changes, don't worry, but anyways, I just want to keep you guys in touch. But either way, we're going to be also building something while we do this, just to pass the time while I'm flapping my gums at you. So we're going to be building something. What do these parts make? I'm not sure, but, and you know what, to be honest, I'm not sure because it didn't come with an instruction manual. It just has like a picture of what it ultimately is supposed to be. So hopefully we don't get it wrong, hopefully there's no parts missing. But try to figure out what it is before it's revealed at the end once it's complete, I hope. Anyways though, let's talk a little bit about the channel. There's going to be some changes to it, and but you know what, first of all, let me just say thank you again. I'm going to say thank you over and over again, because this is just amazing. I never thought that people would watch my videos or even subscribe, and in fact I never even asked for anybody to subscribe, but I like that. Because you guys are smart, you know how YouTube works. So it's not like I have to tell you guys, hey, there's a subscribe button, can you guys please subscribe, watch my videos? I don't do that. Because to me, it's a little bit more rewarding when you guys just do it on your own. Because that shows me that you guys really do care about my videos, that I don't have to ask. You guys just go ahead and say, hey, I like his content, I'm going to subscribe, I know how YouTube works. That way I know which videos are coming up, that way I have his videos in my feed. So thank you guys for subscribing, because it blows my mind. If you had told me a year or two ago, 2 or 3 years ago maybe, that hey, someday people are going to watch your content on YouTube and they're going to subscribe and they're going to keep watching your videos, I would have said you're crazy. I'm not that interesting or important. I don't have that many interesting things going on in my life. But it really is amazing that you guys, subscribe to me, and you guys come from everywhere as well. You guys come from, the UK, Brazil, New Zealand, the Netherlands, everywhere. You guys come from all corners of the earth, and again, thank you. Thank you guys so much. But anyways, let me see. How do I even start building this thing? God, I just have a box right here, but how does this work? Okay, let me start with this bent piece then. Anyways guys, let me start with just talking about some of the series, some of the videos that we've already done. If you couldn't tell, one of the things I was trying to do was make sort of the tentpole of the series, the main part of this channel. I was trying to make that the Gems of the 99-cent Bin episodes, and that drew some subscribers. That was really nice. I mean, I got some views from there, but really it wasn't what I thought it would be, and I was hoping to just do hardware reviews on the side. But then obviously, as I could tell, hardware reviews started to be even more and more popular than the game reviews that I would do. So that has been one of the most obvious changes, that we've moved from doing game reviews to hardware reviews. I don't think that's going to be permanent. I do hope that I can keep on doing the game reviews, but it's obvious to me that hardware reviews, those are really the things that are capturing people's interests. And shoot, I am lost on this thing. How do I even start this? Oh, well. Okay. Either way, so we're going to be doing a lot more hardware reviews and everything. I've got tons of really cool stuff coming up. And some of it is already recorded, so I just need to edit it. And I'm even going to try to give you guys another plug-and-play episode this weekend. So try to look out for that. But really, one of the reasons why I have not been doing as many gaming reviews, as far as like actual gameplay, is because really the gaming space, as far as how people watch videos, it's really changing. Before, people would always see channels like, let me see if I can even get this thing on there. Shoot. I hope that fits. Anyways, but you see, not too long ago, a few years ago, as I remember YouTube, people would always watch gaming reviews, like, for the next upcoming games. It was kind of like, it was really just a place for you to see reviews and that sort of thing, to find out if a certain game is worth your time. But I guess with the rise of social media, that's kind of taken a back seat now, and it's a little bit harder to find really good game review channels. Actually, there's a lot of them out there, but they just don't have as much coverage. They just don't have that many subscribers. And that's kind of a sad thing right there, because a lot of my favorite channels, they are game review channels. And but unfortunately, that has really changed. Now it's really dominated by Let's Plays. And that is one of the biggest surprises that I've ever seen. If you had told me before that one of these days we're going to have channels where people just play games and other people are going to go ahead and watch them, and some of these Let's Plays, it's incredible. They don't even have any dialogue. They just have gameplay footage, and that seems to me, I hate to say it, but it seems to me like maybe the most boring thing that I've ever heard of. But that's just me. Maybe that just shows I'm out of touch and I'm just an old Foley. But either way, so as far as how games are watched in the YouTube space, this little wrench is horrible. This company should be ashamed of themselves. Anyways, the way that... shoot, I shouldn't have done that. Anyways, the way that games are really watched has really changed, because when I was doing gaming reviews, the Gems of the 99-cent bin episodes, I thought I had the best idea in the world, because I figured that there are two reasons why people watch game reviews these days. They watch them either because they want to find out about some good games, especially for retro games. They want to find good ones that are cheap, so that's how I got the idea for Gems of the 99-cent bin. And I also thought in the same line that, okay, we live in a world where stuff like Angry Video Game Nerd is really popular, so one of the reasons why people like them too is when you just rip apart a bad game. So that's why I had the flip side of the coin on all of the 99-cent bin episodes, most of them, I would say. But, so that's how that idea came about, and I thought it was the greatest idea ever, because this thing is harder to put together than I imagined. I thought that was going to be the greatest idea ever because it combines those two things that people like. And there were some fans. I will say that a lot of people do like those episodes I've made, but it's not really as big as I thought it would be. And I don't think there's really anything to blame for that, but it does seem like the episodes are a little bit disjointed. And so maybe I wouldn't say that it was a bad idea, but I think that it's easy to get lost, that a lot of people would tune into it and just not know what's going on. So, you know what? That's maybe how we should do it. Did I get it? This thing is really difficult to put together. Okay, it's really frustrating me. I'm trying to get this little nut on there. But anyways, so... You see, I think the bigger issue, though, is that game reviews have really changed. Like I said, because of how social media is working these days, it seems like game reviews are not really the main thing that people are interested in now. People do like gameplay. They like interacting with the YouTuber that they have in front of them. And so, this is what I should have used. But anyways, so that has really impacted the way that videos are watched these days. Because before, like I said, people would just tune into a game review so that they can know whether a game is good. Now they actually just want to see it played, and I guess the gameplay is a lot more social. They like to be part of the whole social aspect of actually playing the game, which is a concept that's a little bit alien to me because, like I said, I just don't get not plug-and-plays, Let's Plays. I really don't get that at all. I know that we've experimented with that just a little bit when we did the Retro Shock series. And to be honest, I had fun with those. Some people said that they didn't like it, and I mean, that's cool. Like I said, I mean, I just really don't like Let's Plays, so I kind of get it when they say that they don't get those episodes either. So, really, I mean, it is kind of the same thought that I have, because, again, I don't get those Let's Plays that are going around these days. The only thing close to it that I've really enjoyed is maybe Retro Game Master, which that, though, it actually has like a plot line. There is a beginning, middle, and end to it. There's the beginning that the guy is he sets a goal for himself that he has to beat this game. And I think he even has to do it within a certain time frame. So there is a beginning, middle, and end where, okay, it's introducing the game, then in the middle he's having a lot of difficulty with the game usually, and then towards the end, that's when he actually finishes the game. And usually it's this big relief when he finishes it. So I like that it actually tells almost like a story. And I just don't see that with Let's Plays, especially when it's just gameplay. With gameplay, I think that's even its own genre. I think they're even called long plays or something. but I just don't get it. I don't see why people tune into that, and to each his own, but I just don't get it. I can't get into it, and I think that's why I am not going to be able to provide that kind of content. But either way, you're going to see that I also want you guys to give me suggestions in the end, so hopefully maybe even someone has an idea that I could use for that. But otherwise, I kind of liked the little Let's Play that we did with Retro Shock. I thought that that was a great idea, because that one, as you could tell, I also kind of tried to add a narrative to that. I always had a goal with, we've only had 2 of those episodes, or no, 3 actually. But each time we had sort of like a little goal to it that, you know, for the first one, I wanted Josh to try to make it to the next level, to, you know, to progress in Yar's Revenge. Then in the football episode, Cyberball episode, I wanted to try to learn football. And then in the Star Wars episode, I wanted us to try to beat the first level, you know, like knock out all the AT-ATs. And so I tried to add some narrative to that, and I think that they came out pretty well, but that's just me. And either way, I still don't get Let's Plays, and right now they are just a phenomenon, and like I said, maybe that just shows that I'm totally out of touch with everything. But I have some ideas for new shows, so hopefully those will get off the ground, and I'm not going to commit myself to anything right now, but I do have some ideas that are going to change up the formula just a little bit. And this thing is really being uncooperative. Stay down. Okay, that's probably it's one of the most important parts, so gotta get it to lock down. I don't think that's going to work too well. Anyways, let me try to figure out where we are on this build. And then also, what's the next topic that I need to talk about? Another reason why I have not been doing as many game reviews is because they take a lot of time, guys. They really do take a lot of time. And one of the things I noticed, especially early on, because I think the second episode was when we did the GB Boy review, and so I really got to see the comparison between views. And with YouTube, I mean, I like making content that I like, but at the same time, everybody's chasing views. That's really how you know that you're making good content, because of course people are coming back, and people are, you know, mainly watching your videos. So getting views is a huge thing. And it gave me a very early tip early on when I was making my videos, when I was able to see that people were mostly tuning into the hardware reviews. The first hardware review that I had was the Chinese Game Boy knockoff, the GB Boy. And so that was really a wake-up call when it showed me that people were watching that. They weren't really watching the first episode of Finney the Fish, the first Gems in the 99-cent bin episode. So that's really when writing was on the wall, because like I said earlier, the hardware reviews, they were not supposed to be the main content. They were just going to be, you know, some extra stuff on the side. And come on. Anyways, though, so one of the issues with that is I moved away from the game reviews because they take this long to make, a huge amount of time to make, and they get these many views. Seriously, it is so depressing when I spend, you know, many hours on, you know, some game reviews, and they only get like 20 views like their first couple days. But then on the other hand, a hardware review, they only take this much time to make, and they get this many views. So you really look at those statistics and you're like, okay, I guess people want to see hardware reviews. They don't really want to see game reviews. And so that's one of the reasons why I really switched to the hardware reviews, just because, like for instance, this last episode that we had, the plug and play, the TV games plug and play, that one, I split it up into 2 days, but it really took about just like 1 day to get that episode off the ground. I could have done it all in 1 day, in other words. I did split up my time though, but really that just shows you that an episode like that, it really is not complicated. A lot of it is, you know, live footage like this. It's not edited. So the editing takes by far the most time of anything, especially at my skill level that I have right now. And so when I could just have something where I'm just describing it like I'm doing right now, and I could just review something. I think I just gave away what this is going to be. Anyways, but when I have something like this, which is just me talking into the camera, of course that does not require as much editing, so that is going to be very quick to make. But either way, it was just so disappointing when I would see that something wasn't getting a lot of views. But I'm not blaming you guys for that. I don't ask anything of my subscribers. I just want you guys to enjoy whatever I have on my channel, whatever interests you. So when it's like that, when you guys watch the hardware reviews, I'm perfectly fine with that, and that shows me that you guys want to see the hardware reviews. The game reviews don't really interest you that much. I still like game reviews, so I think that is always going to have a place on this channel. But again, we're going to see a lot of hardware reviews, and that's one of the biggest changes that you're going to see. And actually, changes isn't even the right word to use, because we've been having a lot of hardware reviews. I did not silence my phone. Anyways, we've been having a lot of hardware reviews, and that is not going to change right there, because that is really what's worked. That's the formula. And I guess I should have made an episode like this a long time ago, like last year. But really, I mean, I just wanted to let you guys know about this anyways, because I do consider it a change. But like I said, game reviews have not gone away, and I think I've come up with some show ideas that should be able to get us rolling as far as getting some more game reviews in here. Because like I said, I do like game reviews. That is something that I like. And let me figure out how these pieces are going to work. Give me a minute. Alright, so I've looked at my notes, and I think I hit on everything that I needed to try to address. And so I think that, of course, this episode isn't done yet, but I think I hit everything that I was supposed to. I need to bend these pieces. But I've covered pretty much everything that I needed to cover, because, again, this is just an episode letting you guys know that there are going to be some changes to the content that you're going to see on this channel. Probably the biggest change that you're going to see immediately is that the name of the channel has changed. Before it was Gaming Gems, and I'm still going to use that, for my email address or whatever. However, I decide to use that to keep in contact with you guys. But, so it's still going to say Gaming Gems Productions, as if we're a big deal or something. But anyways, I've decided to change the name because Gaming Gems was way too generic. And so, unfortunately, there are some other channels that have taken that name right after I went ahead and made this one. And I don't know where those people got that idea. Such a bright idea. How did those people decide to name their channel something so similarly right after I made mine? Who knows? But I guess great minds think alike, don't they? But either way, so I just need something a little bit less generic, something that you guys can actually type into the search bar, and then I could try to make that one the first thing that pops up. But come on, that almost. Okay, I think this is gonna be a little crooked. Alright, but anyway, so I've decided to change the name to StopDrop&Retro. I don't know where the idea came from, but the idea for that name, I don't know, must have happened sometime when I was asleep or something. But I came up with that idea for that name, and I really like it. It really has some character to it, and hopefully you guys like it too. Come on. I'm really wrestling with this thing. Okay, I think I've got it now. But anyways, I hope you guys like that too. And one of the things I'd like to see is, what are your suggestions, guys? Because here's the thing, I love hearing from you guys. And this is something, I'm not going to call anyone out, but a lot of you guys, when you make a comment, you guys don't, I don't know what option you guys select, but you guys make it so that I can't respond. And here's the thing, my channel is so small right now that I try to respond to everybody, no matter what. You can, don't try this, please, but you can just put gibberish right there in the bottom, and I'll respond to it. Because my channel is so small that I'm able to respond to every comment right now. And maybe that's how it's always going to be. But that's the way I hope that I can carry on. Because I think that you guys, what you have to say is pretty important as well. So please, 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 when you guys are commenting, let me reply. So that way I could let you know, hey, cool idea, or what's going on. I just want to be able to respond to you guys and interact. And I'm going to try to find other ways to be a little bit more interactive with you guys. Like you've seen with the Indie Box reviews, I've made it so that I can give out the Steam codes to anybody on a first come first served basis. But I'm going to try to find other ways to interact with you guys. Like I said, I have some ideas for that too, but they're still gestating right now. They're not final ideas, so I'm trying to get those ideas off the ground. We'll see where they end up. But I think you guys are starting to realize what this is now, or at least you should, unless you were a slow kid like me. I'm kidding. But oh wait. Let's do this one first. There we go. Am I doing this right? No, I don't think I am. Oh, okay, yeah, that's why I have so many of these screws left over. Okay. Either way, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what's on your mind as far as, what you think was a great idea, what you think is bad, how you think I should improve the channel. Because really that's how I know how things are going well with everything. Let me know about the previous videos I made. What do you like? What do you don't like? What do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of? Even, to be honest, if you haven't seen it by now, I kind of divide up the videos in my mind as far as whether they fall into gameplay or reviews. So, whether it's a review of a game or review of like hardware, an actual piece of hardware like our last video was. So let me know what you think about that. Let me know if you like the hardware reviews more, or do you like the gameplay reviews more? And maybe it doesn't fall into something that simple. Maybe you guys like some of the hardware reviews and maybe you like some of the gameplay reviews. I don't know. You guys let me know, then that way I could hopefully alter the content that way as well. Because I like making videos, but really I want to make sure that you guys are happy with them too. So, because really, I mean, you guys are my boss. You guys are the ones who tell me which content is good, which content is bad, where do we take the show from here. And that's one of the big points I wanted to get across with this video. But, let me see. Let me try to get these on. Anyways, though, just let me know, because I'm dying to know what you guys think about this channel. Where do you think we should go from here? Like I said, I think hardware reviews are here to stay. Gameplay reviews, they might come or go. In fact, with the Gems of the 99 Cent Bin episodes, I want to do more of them. I want to, but again, every time that I try to get it off the ground and start recording more gameplay footage, I'm like, why do I want to do this if they're going to get so few views? But I don't know. You guys tell me what you think about that. But like I said, I do miss gameplay reviews. So no matter how many hardware reviews we do, I want to try to cover games. And to be honest, the last video that we made, that is probably the best template for how I'll probably sneak in gameplay reviews in there anyways. Because, for instance, like those plug-and plays, they have their own games on there. And so I used that so that I can get some gameplay reviews in. And, let me see yeah, okay, I'm doing it right. Wait, why do I still have 3 of those left? Did I? Ah, shoot, am I? No, I'm not missing any. What? Okay, I think we're gonna have leftover bolts. Okay, I don't know. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. That's the big thing about this right now. I want to know what is on your mind. And, let me see, is there anything else that I need to touch on? Oh, you know what, also at the end of this video, I've got a little something extra for you guys. Because, I'm going to show you guys the, I wouldn't say it's like the prototype or anything, but the first time that I attempted to launch this this channel with this series and everything, because this is going to be a delicate one. Use all my skills that I know now to hopefully... Shoot, I think I might have done this in the opposite order. I don't know if I'll be able to get this on there. Ah, this sucks. Or wait. What if I'm a genius. Wait. No, I'm an idiot, because I even forgot this other part on here. I'm going to show you guys the first draft for the first episode of Gems of the 99-cent Bin, because that's really where it started all. Because like I said, I wanted that to be the main series, and it turns out that's not how it ended up. But I'm going to show you guys what the very first episode looked like, the very first draft. This is a draft that not too many people saw. Very, very few people actually, like less than half a dozen I shared this with, because I just didn't know how it would turn out. I was... Now looking back on it, I was a little bit embarrassed because it was pretty amateur, and there were a lot of problems with it. I was sending it to these friends so that I could try to get some feedback on it, and I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I did not publish that one because there were a lot of problems with it, and it shows that urge to kill rising. But it really shows that there still is a lot of progress that's being made with me making videos. I'm definitely not a pro, I'm definitely amateur. And so it really is a learning experience no matter what's going on. And the learning experience was definitely carrying on with that first episode because it is there's not too many differences, but there's very noticeable differences between the final episode that we ended up with and that you guys saw and this draft. In fact, let me tell you guys, I shot that one and I made that draft, and that draft I did not build on that to make the one that you guys actually saw. I hated the draft and we needed to improve it so much that I scrapped the whole thing and started from scratch. And you'll even notice that the flip side of the coin on the first episode, at least on this draft, is Barnstorming. And of course, that ended up being completely different than our last episode, where the last 99-cent Gems episode, the episode number 8, that one had Barnstorming as the 99-cent bin. I mean, the flip side of the coin. So, you see, there was a lot of work to be done, and I'm very glad that I got that feedback, and I just scrapped the whole thing and built it up from zero again, so that way I could get you guys something good. Just looking back at it, I'm very critical of it, even myself. I don't like the voice acting. I don't like it's in standard definition. I don't like that the gameplay has this ugly blue line on the side. It was just a mess. But thankfully, I was able to take the pieces of that and turn it into something really good. I think it came out really well. And here's our finished product right here. It's a little plane. Anyways, though, this is what that is, and yeah, so I hope you guys have liked this. We have one bolt that is left over. You see, don't ever hire me to build yourself a plane or anything that might potentially kill you, because that's what's going to happen. There's going to be missing parts. I'll put that under the rug, and then you're going to be very sorry. This is actually pretty cool. I like how this turned out, even though it's a little crooked right there on the tail. We're going to call it the Spirit of Detroit. No, I'm kidding. But, anyways, so I hope that you guys like the draft of the episode. And before we get to that, though, do you guys want to be in my episode? I think that you guys would fit really well in this. You should consider this to be like a credits roll, because without you guys, I wouldn't be making these videos. I know I've said it 1,000 times already in this video, but let me tell you, I'll say it 1,000 times again and still mean it. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos. I'll see you again soon. Hello, welcome to Gems of the 99-Cent Bin. This is the first episode in this series, so I'm hoping you enjoy it and come back for more. Today I'm going to show you a very underappreciated game, Finney the Fish and the Seven Waters. Before we get into the game itself, an important part of the story is explaining how I discovered this gem. See, every now and then the official PlayStation Magazine disc would include a demo for a Japanese game. Sadly, this bonus feature did not run often enough, but in issue 84, the disc included a demo for a Japanese game called Yuo. You play the role of a fish, and it's a very enjoyable demo. Except it begins with a 15-minute tutorial, which has 11 minutes and 53 seconds of untranslated, unskippable cutscenes. Even the magazine mentions how long the cutscenes are. How are we even supposed to know what's going on if it's untranslated? But regardless of the patience required, the demo is very good. After experiencing everything it had to offer, I put it away and forgot about it. I didn't expect to see this game on store shelves. After all, why should I expect that? The magazine points out that it's a Japanese import available in the United States only on the OPM demo disc. The whole purpose of including it as a weird import on this disc was to give us a taste of a game that's never going to make it outside of Japan. But then a few years later I browsed through a used video game store and I came across Finney the Fish and the Seven Waters. I couldn't believe Yuo actually got a Western release. I was very into the PS2 scene at this time, but I'd never heard anything about this game aside from the Yuo demo. Even the clerks behind the counter didn't know anything about it. This game slipped completely under the radar. It had little or no marketing whatsoever. That's surprising because this is the first game collaboration I'm aware of between Sony and Sega. I know Sony made some chips for the Genesis, but that was way before they entered the hardware business. I'm sure you know that first-party games are known for their high level of polish, and I can't help but think that this game's well-crafted environments are a result of having what is essentially two first-party developers working on this game. One of them, of course, having left the hardware side just a few years earlier. But the publisher that brought it over to North America was Natsume. Somehow that doesn't surprise me. Let me explain this. I have strong evidence that Natsume is the first video game developer to have a fish fetish. Just about every fishing game out there seems to be developed by them. Everything from Real Fishing to River King is made by Natsume. But if all of the fishing games they've released were grouped together, by far the most fascinating one has to be Finney the Fish. The game includes fishing, but this time you play as the fish. It's like if they made a SimCity game where you play as Rob Ford. Fortunately, the role reversal in Finney the Fish is a lot better, and it turns into a well-thought-out adventure game. Along with a much-welcome skip button during the cutscenes, it was nice to finally figure out what the heck the Japanese characters were actually saying. Finney is the chosen one, a reluctant hero who needs to save his underwater world by collecting 7 statues and fighting an unknown evil. To get the statues, you need to go through 7 areas and fetch objects or solve puzzles for characters you encounter. The game plays up Finney's reluctant role perfectly as he begrudgingly agrees to go on quests.
Statue then. No! There's too much water. It takes a long time to swim up. Can you go over there and drain some of the excess water? Go over there. That's the way. And do what you need to do. What? You've never been over there? Well, life is full of new surprises. You'll get my statue then. Thank you.
In true Japanese fashion, you'll find characters that do stuff like this, find hidden objects for you, and a pelican who knows kung fu. The puzzles are simple but interesting enough to keep your attention. This is an adventure game at its purest. If you're ever stuck, just look at the map and explore an area you haven't seen yet, and the solution will probably pass right in front of you. The source material gives the game some unique mechanics. As a fish, Finney needs to eat. The levels are full of different varieties of prey. This part almost makes it feel like an educational game. While Finney is a generic anthropomorphic fish, probably some sort of bass I assume, the prey are all modeled after real fish. But watch out, because sometimes when you're hunting for a tasty meal, you'll find out you've been fooled by a fisherman who had the same idea. If you get caught, you take a penalty and the game continues. But if you could break the fishing line, you get to keep the lure and add it to your collection. The game keeps track of everything you catch, which is fun if you like to collect, but thankfully it's not required to make progress in this game. The prey mechanic is novel, but it does lead to a few annoyances. What you eat doesn't automatically refill your life meter. Instead, you have to stay still so magic can happen. But you have to be careful because you can easily empty your stomach, and if you do that, you take damage until you eat again, which defeats the purpose of regaining your health in the first place. Another flaw that many reviewers at the time scorned the game for was the camera control and the control of Finney himself. But I actually didn't experience any issue with the camera, and the lock-on feature takes care of any issues with finding or hunting anything. I'll admit Finney's controls are a little awkward, especially when it comes to landing jumps. It almost feels like you're controlling, well, a fish. So if you're expecting flawless 360-degree movement, you're not going to find it here. But none of these limitations ever got in my way of enjoying or finishing the game. One of the control issues that did affect me though was the swimming. If you hold down the X button, you'll swim, and if you tap it, you'll swim faster. Because I like to get from point A to point B very quickly, a controller with a turbo button was a necessity. Now while you're meeting new characters in the game, they keep harping about some unnamed evil that's sweeping the seas, and during the course of the game you'll see plenty of evidence of human activity. It's unavoidable. So naturally I thought, okay game, lay it on me. I know we're going to find out that the evil monster is man himself. But actually it's not. I won't spoil the ending for you, but I will tell you that it made absolutely no sense to a Westerner like myself. But you defeat a final boss, so at least it has a proper video game payoff. I find this game to be very unique, and it really explores the possibilities available in a game that takes place in an underwater world. Really the closest thing to it would be Echo the Dolphin. So why wasn't it more popular? I guess it didn't help that the cover looks like something Fisher-Price made. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of information out there about this game, not even a Wikipedia page. We've already talked about how it received almost no marketing, so why was that? This was a game developed by Sony and Sega, which are both huge development houses, but it took a third party, Natsume, to release the game outside of Japan. Maybe Natsume just didn't have the resources to properly market the game. Maybe after the game received mixed reviews they just lost interest in the project. But it almost feels like Sony and Sega made a great game, and once it was ready for release they wanted nothing more to do with it. Is it possible there were some lingering hard feelings from the Dreamcast versus PS2 era? Again, there's not a lot of info out there, I'm just speculating, and we might never know the actual reason why. The end credits play over a montage of photos showing how you've restored the seeds to their natural balance, and everyone's getting along. But it seems Finney's troubles didn't end with poor marketing. He's also not the smartest fish in the pond. He fell for the oldest trick in the book. Finney, you should never accept a free ride from a pelican. Well, there goes any hope for a sequel. I also wanted to mention that I was able to find this recently. It took a long search to find it. I didn't think I'd be able to locate one before making this video. It's a Finney the Fish plushie, and from what I've been told it seems to be some sort of a pre-order bonus. I have a feeling that these will be pretty rare in the future, because not only was Finney an obscure game, but how the heck did they expect us to pre-order a game that had no marketing campaign? Again, it was tough to find one, but for whatever reason they seem to be more popular in Europe. When I discovered this game, it was priced at $3, which made it the cheapest game in the store. Now before anyone hits the comments and says that means it isn't a 99-cent gem, well, I did find it later on for 99 cents. And it's when I found this gem for 99 cents that I was inspired to create the series you're enjoying right now. Now let's get to the flip side of the coin, as I call it. Not all games can be 99-cent gems, so this is a part of the show where I look at a game that didn't earn that title for whatever reason. Today we're looking at a classic, Barnstorming. Barnstorming is called an innovator, a must-play, a cornerstone in the history of early gaming. It's one of the best-selling Activision games from the Atari era, and it's a staple of every Activision Classics collection. But I call it a sacred cow. It might have been a good game back when the industry was just starting to bloom and everything was new and exciting, but I struggle to understand what makes it enjoyable now, or even back then. Now Barnstorming is, or at least was, a real thing. It involves pilots doing dangerous stunt flying, and it was very popular after World War I. But this game takes the title way too literally, and has you using a plane to fly through barns. Barnstorming, if you will. The game is pretty much a time attack. You're given a number of barns to fly through and it tells you how quickly you did it. You can press the button to accelerate, but hitting the scenery or birds will slow you down. When you complete the game, press reset and try to beat your time. That's all there is to it. I'll understand if some of you feel that I didn't get the point of this game, and it's truly a gem worthy of its praise. But I've played other time attack games, so it's not something I have against this type of gameplay style. I've spent countless hours trying to beat my own best lap times in Gran Turismo 2's rally courses, but that game had so many variables you had to keep your eye on, and that pushed you to get better and better. Here, all you get are windmills and birds. I've heard someone call this game Hanna-Barbera Backgrounds the Game. I found something weird too. If you're not accelerating, the birds never appear, which proves they only show up to piss you off and ruin your best times. Look, I'm not hating on the old Atari. It actually has some pretty amazing games on it, and you'll probably see some of those featured later on in this series. But I'm just saying that this game didn't stick on me, and I found that surprising since it has such a revered reputation. You can't buy an Activision Classics collection without finding this game on there. I hear that if you got your time down to 31 seconds and sent a photo to Activision, they'd send you a patch. The best time I could make was 35:19, so if anyone wants to feel like they're better than me, go ahead and beat that time. But even though I'm not recommending this game, I can't say it didn't have a lasting impact, because its core gameplay idea still lives on. Today, we call it a speedrun.